Hello folks, Rever here. I am back for another episode on Gifts of the Caucasus map. And I had a slight change of plans from the last episode. In that my grass field, which you can't really see because it's still foggy out. Still a few minutes after that we left with the last episode. And I had looked at the map in the last episode. And if you notice, those grass fields weren't fully grown. You can even see a little bit of blue down there for some reason. But in any event, they're now ready to go, so I thought I would change my plan slightly. I'll still work on the harvesting, but I'm going to get course play doing the grass a bit. Maybe show you sporadically different portions of it. So again, a bit hard to see. Apologize for that, but I'm going to keep moving. You know, as far as getting this grass done, I've done this 4 or 5 times now. I mean, it's been lucrative, but it has also been a grind. So, yeah, this guy, kind of wish he would just know to move forward, but I guess I understand programming is programming. Watch him move a foot forward. Yeah, 2 feet, maybe that was, maybe even 3. And get himself all set up again, and off he goes. And you'll watch this. I'll show you. This is the worst row as far as his ability. You can see he's doing 7. He's on a hill, but he's not even much of a hill. A little hard to tell sometimes in the game, but as he gets up here, look, we're doing 4. So it's almost just painful to watch. Certainly painful if you try to GPS it. You just like to get out and start pushing. But such is life, I guess. And again, this is why I say I want a bigger tractor. But again, I think if I get that Krone, even though he only cuts 3 meters, just, you know, I don't know that it'll be any faster, but again, it'll give me that flexibility if I buy another field. I really haven't even been looking too much as to what else I would buy. You know, I imagine I could buy a field 9 would make a lot of sense. Central. This field would be fine, but you really, you know, when you're talking this, you're talking working a whole other area here. Field 8, I doubt I have the status, even if I wanted it. I don't think I have the status to buy field 17. So, you know, you kind of have another. These 2 fields are together. There's a big divider between this one. These are together as well. Same thing down here. And these are just, well, this one's not massive, but these are, for me, just way too big. So, you know, I would think field 9, maybe one of these up here. I haven't gotten any offers from, you know, for buying a field under market value. I could determine. Field 2 might not be a bad one. A little out of the way from where I'm working now, but not that big a deal to run up there and harvest it. So, yeah, so I guess, you know, 2, 9, 16. Again, I don't think I can buy 17. Maybe I could do 18 or any one of these. 9 would probably be the ideal one. If one had to pop up to say for sale below market value, 9 would be the one I would pick. Speaking of which, so we don't have any noise. Alright, let's go to that and do shift / so if we did field 9, 610,000. Yeah, see at this point I really don't want to go into debt anymore. I'm paying $86,000 a day as it is, which I'd like to get down. I would buy field 9. I think I would almost buy a field and then start paying off some of that loan. Because if I could, you know, plant this either in crops or crops with the intention of silaging them, it would be good. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. I had to cough. So, yeah, like I said, that would be the plan. Well, this one's only 330,000. That's 12. That's only 7. 12. I don't know if I'd be allowed. I can't click on them if I'm not at the store, and it's not 8 o'clock yet anyway. But yeah, I'm not sure what status I would need to buy the fields. You see, I'm at 19 now, so that's nice. I don't know if that went up another one. It was just at 18 a minute ago. Yeah, so that's the strategy. Let me get out of this thing. And this guy is all ready to go. For a while there, I was taking these guys. I wasn't even detaching them. Wish I had one more bigger tractor to run the butterfly mowers, and then I could have 3 tractors working the fields. But like I said, I think my best bet is to switch my grass operation. Makes it a little bit of a waste to have bought this grass cutting operation. Go there. I bought this big rake, but it'll come in handy for the straw. It's not like I won't use it. Just getting the straw off the field would be kind of worth it. But again, I really need bigger tractors to kind of increase my farming capability. And I also want to try to grow each crop, so I might go with smaller stuff until I get there. So for now, I'll just park this guy here. I don't have an actual... I haven't course played this. I actually did this manually, but this time, because I kind of want to get started, setting up the harvest, I may just try to course play this. And what I did to do that, I'll just describe it. If you guys want to see a grass field tutorial, there's other ones out there on YouTube. So let's click this, and what you do is you have to make an outline of the field. So I just drove right around the field where I wanted these guys to harvest. Then you come over here to your field, your regular field, and it says currently loaded course. It's not 9 meters, but let's hit the X. That'll help get it spread out so that it'll do a good job of estimating. But we are down in the southeast corner, and I want to go north, and I think I will get him to do one headland, which means I'm probably not. Let's do the headland this way, because if he does it this way, I can start him out down here. I'll show you what I mean in a second. 3 meters, it's 19, so just for the sake of not missing quite as much, well, I don't have any choice. I clicked minus once, 18.9, what I wanted anyway. Didn't realize it would go to that amount. But again, I like to go one smaller. It might take a fraction longer sometimes. And let's see what we get. So, but I obviously can't really start him, especially if he's going to do a headland. Though I could do the headland last, but he'll just catch right up. I need to let that other mower get ahead. How's this guy doing? 80%. Yeah, I can't wait to sell that. That'll be, I don't want to say pure profit, but that will be, where I really start seeing some money. I can spend all of that. And then between that and selling the wood chips, I should be in good shape. So yeah, this guy just crawling along. Do fine on the way back, but you can see he's just not. He's barely cutting it. But again, I really didn't want to borrow more money. Okay, so I'm going to run this guy down, which is what I was doing before I realized. That's what I told you I was going to do in the last episode. I was going to set up for this harvest. So I'll get set up for the harvest. I'll probably get the grass cut first, and then sometime after the grass is cut, I will come back and we can start this harvest, and might even show you a little more what I'm doing with the grass in between, but we'll see how I feel, see how the timing works out. It's just grass cutting and silage, bunker loading and unloading, and like I said, but at least we're getting ahead. So my strategy, while it's not turning me into an instant millionaire, is moving us ahead slowly but surely. We did make money yesterday for the first time, so And I don't, other than getting that, better grass cutting stuff, that's going to be the next goal. And then hopefully we can add a field to the pile. So I'll come back also after 8 o'clock and we can maybe make a better plan for what field I'm going to get next. So, all right, I'll see you guys in a second, which might be quite a while in real life, but if something exciting happens, I'll be right back. Oh, back again. Slight change of plans. I think I want to get this guy course played, and I need to check out what his width is so I get it set up right. So we're getting a little collection of equipment. Yeah, that's the regular header. There's my corn header. There's the sunflower header. So he can do 5 meters. And we were set on 4.9, close enough. And our starting corner is going to be in the southwest. Facing east. No headlands. We'll see how that goes. Should be okay, I think. Find out. Do some calculating, please. And start driving the course in the first waypoint, please. Go. Why did you do that? Alright, I kind of forget. It's been a little while since I did sunflowers, but I kind of forget. Yeah, it goes up fairly quickly. I know the canola, when you do that, rape, says in this one, doesn't, you don't get nearly as much yield in that rape, so we'll see. Looks like we're going to have to chase this guy a good amount, so I will jump back over to this guy, and even though I have a course set up for him, I am going to drop that and come back over. We can just get this. We're going to change of plan is rather than doing the grass. Mud. Yeah, the mud is nice, but the mud is annoying, which I guess is the point of mud in life. My high school job, so to speak, was on a farm. And doing mud was never any fun. We had mud. I didn't work there that many years, but the one spring, it was just it felt like there was 6 inches to a foot of mud, kind of everywhere that wasn't, it's just everywhere was mud. Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever played the game Spin Tires, but I like the game. I have a steering wheel set up. I don't use it on this computer when I record this, but setting up the farm simulator with the steering wheel is okay, but the controller, for me is good enough, and there's no easy way. If I could do it half the time and just switch setups a lot more easily, I would be more than happy to go back and forth, but it's a little bit of all or nothing. I guess I could save config files and all that kind of stuff. For Mr. Moose and Ian Robinson, talk about their setups and, just without the force feedback, and it's really not optimized for the steering wheel, in my opinion. I mean, it works fine, and I'm so used to playing with this controller. I mean, I've got over 1,200 hours in the game, and that's with a controller, so. Let's get some sunflowers going. So while that guy's cutting grass, change my cruise control speed. 6. Let's see how that goes. I don't understand that. Why it's like there's 2 speed 6s, so if you do the other one, it slowly creeps ahead. 5 is too slow, so. There we go. We're at 6.2. And there's my sunflower's not growing. Alright, so we should probably grow some barley next round. And I'm thinking of, this will pause time, but if we come to I forget where the planters are. So here's the harvester we would need if we did the carrots and the onions. So that's $65,000. Oh, look, this guy's on sale for $57,000. So while I would really like to get into those, I really don't want to, you know, it's out of my plan. I don't see myself making so much money from onions and carrots at this point that it's worth that money. If I was on a different mode, I probably would have them by now. And let's go back. You would think it'd have to be one of these, huh? Is it miscellaneous? Or did they manage to get it to work in sewing machines? It's not in here, is it? Or can I plan it with some sewing machine? I'm not sure. Like I said, I think the next one I would do is the potatoes. I got the cutter. You can see it says you own one because I found that. And I'm assuming I would commit to the spending the $127,000, which again, I don't know if I want to do that now. I mean, it would be great to get a potato mission, but that's a hit or miss proposition, and I don't necessarily think I'm going to make so much more money, you know, with the potatoes versus just doing some more regular crops for now. Again, my money maker at this point is going to be the silage, so. But I would like to find, and I know I saw it at some point in here. Yeah, see, that's regular mods that I had. Just to get an idea of the price. So you wouldn't think it would be there. And I looked in MISC already, right? Yeah, it's not there. Alright, well, I'll find it eventually. No sense in torturing you guys with where those... Yeah, so I'm not sure what planter to use with the carrots. Wouldn't be under headers anyway. Alright, well, let's get back to work. Alright, so we're chasing here. How is our lawnmower doing? Say 3 miles an hour. But he does eventually get it done. Like I said, I think, you know, as we sell that silage off the BigX, we'll have another, you know, every time this grass grows, it's like another 170 grand, so that'll be good. If this crop, what's it, about 16 hours, so probably, you know, I could sell those 2 bunkers before tomorrow, which would be great. Sell the wood chips. If I can sell 2 bunkers and wood chips, that's going to be, what, 34 plus another 150, 340 plus 150. Yeah, it's close to $500,000 I should be able to get today. So that would mean, you know, setting myself up for having enough money to buy another field a little bit, but getting my grass thing going. You can see even if I could free this tractor up, you know, I can start, you know, chasing with him, and then I'd have this other tractor that I'm using to chase this guy. You know, that would kind of give me, you know, the ability to get the grass going and do harvesting at the same time, since they more or less change in sync with each other. You know, the grass is ready to go the same hours typically that this field steps ahead of stage. You know, and then when it came to you know, replanting things, I'd have that I could still continue with my coarse blade grass cutting while I had this extra tractor to help replant, depending on what I was planting. But again, even, you know, these tractors are even underpowered for that planter. They're kind of borderline, but they work. But they're just not great. So yeah, so I'll probably, you know, come back here when I'm ready to get done this harvest and give you another update as to how things are going. But we shall have corn and canola and wheat, and we'll get some, not wheat, corn, canola, sunflower, and we'll get some more barley planted. Might even do 2 of the fields in barley. And at some point, I think I'm going to have to, let's chase this guy while we talk. At some point, I think I'm going to have to start emptying these shops if I'm going to sell this stuff. So that's probably a couple episodes away, hit the question mark. If we go to shops, or I'm sorry, production areas, factories. So see how this guy's filled up? We choose from this, that doesn't tell us. Yeah, see, I haven't really been paying enough attention, but are these guys filling up, you know, each day with some, and then they're going to stop working? And look what I just did. Missed menu, missed harvest, and get the field from it. Pulled away from him. That's alright, he doesn't fill up that fast. We only got 6,000 so far, which is probably close to half this field done already. So, what was I saying or thinking? See, the beer factory looks like he wants to be empty. So I'm assuming this all backlogs. Like, in other words, if you don't empty out these factories, do they, you know, eventually just stop producing and then they fill up with other stuff? Like, you know, this is corn flour is maxed out, but does he produce wheat flour every day, and then, you know, if this fills up, it stops getting extra demand, like, you know, the chain, so to speak? And like, this guy's got enough cake oil, and should I go deliver that just for the sake of keeping the economy moving? I don't think it does me any good. Much good. I mean, you make a few bucks, but I imagine I could do that. If I had a better tractor, I might be more inclined. The little one does okay pulling this guy. Yeah, you get the idea. So I'm not sure. I might conduct a bit of an experiment with that. I guess the one we can look at is the concrete factory. Now, he doesn't have that much, and I filled him up with gravel. He really hasn't used it. So it's almost like he needs sand to keep producing. It's certainly not worth me course playing it, not at $2,000 an hour. Kind of figured that out in one of the first episodes. That's why I sort of put all that on hold until I got my financial situation better. As far as shops go, you know, I'm wondering, you know, the prices, you know, how much is that tied to the demand? There's construction. Yeah, I should probably, you know, try to get a better picture of where these numbers are going. Might even go look at my own videos. Yeah, see, look, shops. So these guys aren't, looks like they're kind of full and all that stuff. I don't remember that much red being on this list. They're not buying cake. Yeah, so at some point I'm going to have to, not have to, but start looking better at, you know, how this economy thing's working without me involved with it, or with me involved with it. Do those numbers change just based on what I do, or is it a random? I wouldn't say random, but is it another mechanism that goes on with or without my effort? Like pigs. I haven't sold them any pigs, and why is that they're not buying any? Is that maybe because I didn't purchase into the system yet? We'll see. I think my plan would be to ultimately buy a factory, and then, if I bought the beer factory, for example, I would focus on growing barley enough for the beer factory and focus on getting the beer sold to whatever shops buy the beer. Not sure if there's one factory that's more profitable than all the rest, but yeah, we can take a look at it. I think there'll be a stage where don't have the status to buy the factories, but have everything else kind of status quo, so to speak. Everything just pumping along with grass and more fields, hopefully. And again, I don't know what you guys feel about this whole silage operation. On some maps feel like it's cheaty, but to be honest with you, again, if it wasn't this, it would have to be lumber, and I'm just not into the whole forestry thing overly much. I mean, I'd be willing to do the Bruck's chipper, but to me that's, it's OP. It's not cheating. They say cheaty, but it's just OP. A little too little work for how much money you make. Then again, on this map, sort of all rules are off. Things are so expensive. Alright, well, I'm going to continue ahead with this, grass cutting, silage making, harvesting. I'm not sure that there's that much for me to say or show you that's different from day to day. I know we've already kind of seen the harvest. Is, I suppose, a little... shoot, I should have chased him. If it's going to make this row or not. Let's go back and get this guy ready. See, that's what we get for talking too much. Yeah, he's not going to make that guy. So we'll see where he stops. And get this guy pulled up and let him unload. So he's going to make it, I don't think. I think he does. 90%? Well, it's going to be close. I don't think he's going to make it. Is he going to make it? He's not going to make it. 94? No, he's just going to miss it too. Watch, he's going to get all but just the very stupid edge. Pretty much. Yep. Let's switch back over. Alright, well, I'm going to go pay more attention. Okay, this guy doesn't stop. And then we'll, I'll be back kind of as the harvest is done. Or close to it. Yeah, sorry there's not too much happening. I mean, it's just rinse and repeat for me with this whole harvesting thing. Alright, I'll see you guys in a second. Guys, I'm just finishing harvesting the canola. It doesn't look like the guy needs to go back that way. Alright, so I have harvested each of these 3 feet out. Let's turn that off. The tractor's kind of loud compared to some of them. And we can turn all those lines off. So there we go. We're in the middle of field 12. Field 11 you can kind of see, and 10's in the distance. So what I was thinking of doing is planting some wheat and some barley. So if we come here to warehouses, food storage. So I sold that barley earlier to get complete a mission, and I just thought I would generally build it up. I really don't want to spend the money right now for potatoes or sugar beets or even the onions or carrots, but I'll definitely get to them soon. The wheat and barley are pretty easy with the rapid seeder. I thought of planting all barley in get that up. But I thought, well, let me plant the 2 smaller fields with barley and the bigger one with wheat. And then we'll have some extra wheat. And eventually we can start selling some of these off. I think I have enough, you know, for the missions. So, after we get done this, I have a guy in the field swathing. I don't know if you can see it up there, the glance mine. What did this last 2,000 canola? So, I forget exactly how much we had of the canola, but we filled up that trailer once, so this will be what, 39,000. Probably started around 6, like all the other crops. So I would think. Alright. 39,000. So we probably got 33. Well, we know we had 30 on the first load, so 32,000 off that field. And this guy is going to start doing some wood chip running, I think. Just check what the price is. That, or he can start helping with gathering up the fields. Let's see. That guy's done shops. Yeah, 523. That's not a bad price. Let's see what happens when it changes at 9 o'clock. Meantime, yeah, so this is something else going on. In a few minutes, we should be able to start emptying out that guy. 93%. Not a few minutes, that's a while. Let's stop this guy so we don't get charged. So I'm going to send him, he cut all the fields, now I'm going to send him to rake all the fields. Should be Windrow Shop Field. This is a course I recorded. It does pretty well. And I send the chaser guy right at, you know, against the forage wagon, right on the same path. It's a little bit convoluted, but whatever. What happened there? Behind a tree, and I can't change my camera. Oh, I have that stupid question mark on. Sorry. Alright, let's take out the sign. Alright, so I've run that course about 4 times now. I'm sure it'll do fine on its own. Time I can hit this guy bar. I should probably get a pressure washer up here on the farm. Put that one down by the road. In retrospect, probably would have been better to put them up here. Alright, so we're done with that guy for a little while. Like I said, this guy I think is going to go get some wood chips. I have a course play course set up for him, but while I don't hesitate to use course play, it does save money if I drive this myself. It's not like I have a lot of other tractors and things to do. If the guy needs to be advanced in his grass harvesting, I'll stop doing this for a minute. I like these conveyors that you have to hit R on. The ones that you like accidentally drive underneath and fill up kind of stinks. I mean, they're fine, you just gotta avoid them. So you know you got 300 of some stupid thing you didn't want in there. So yeah, this will be a nice injection of cash. I didn't really pay much attention to warehouses. Oops. Wood chips, 300. So we should be able to sell off most of the wood chips we have. I should have probably put the higher side on. Is it worth putting the higher side on? I don't think I could switch it. Yeah, it's worth putting the higher side. Show you what I mean. On this tractor, it's got the 3 different settings. So let's see, can I hit big bolts up? No. So if I hit 7 on the number key, let's see, does it say it there? Equipment, nah, it doesn't really say it, but let me get out from the tip. Yeah, see the keypad 7 up in the top helper screen? So see how I add that on there? And then he can then carry 37,000. Now he can also has another mode where he can carry 50, but it doesn't seem to work. I thought I was. Didn't miss by much. Alright, so anyway, he's going to do some wood chips. This guy's raking this field. This guy we're done with. And see, we don't have much in the way of tractors. This guy, we're just patiently waiting. Checking it too often. Yeah, so that's what I'm up to. Thought I'd give you guys that brief update. And once we sell these wood chips and then that silage starts to sell, I think there's about 350,000. Yeah, that says to be 170 bucks, 170,000. Plus what we get for these wood chips, we should be in good shape towards getting some different grass equipment. And then the goal becomes buying field 9. So then once we have field 9, I feel like then we might try to start stepping up, you know, the other equipment. As far as bigger tractor and all that stuff. And then once we have bigger equipment, we can look around at even bigger fields. And somewhere in between there, get the carrots and the onions and the sweet beets and potatoes. But I think, you know, the best way I can add income to this farm right now is to get another field. And it's even though I'm going to go buy this harvesting equipment, as I get that other field, I want to have enough equipment to start dealing with it. Get this course play where it's fully automated, really. I can just set these guys and not babysit as much. Okay, well, I'll probably, you know, finish up what I'm doing. Need my wood chip guy on the roof. Need to be doing. Run these wood chips down, keep breaking grass with the course play, and I'll come back when I go to buy some stuff probably. I'm going to plant the fields, so the 2 small fields in barley and the bigger field 12 in field 12 in wheat. So get those supplies up and then we'll see what happens between if we get any emissions. Hopefully it's not for onions. Okay guys, see you in a few seconds.